I'm just gonna start by saying I'm not posting this video because I think I can fight or I think I can box in any way. It is just my favorite form of exercise. It's my favorite way to move my body. It's my favorite way to sweat. It is my favorite outlet to relieve stress and to relieve anger. So this is just some of what I do every day of my life. Now, on to my journey and the story of my weight. The most recent chapter started December 14th, 2021. If you've seen my channel or one of my million TikToks, you probably know that I weighed 297.6 pounds on that date. This current chapter closes when I hit 215, and I've already started writing the next one. Now, I've been obese my whole life. I didn't just suddenly gain the weight. It wasn't a medical condition. I have been acquiring this since birth, and I never knew how to stop. I never ate right as a child. It continued into adulthood, and I've just got fatter and fatter and fatter. If we take a trip 6 years back to March of 2015, I had won a trip to Canada, and I knew that I was just a fat fuck and that I needed to lose weight. I was miserable. I decided that I was gonna try before I left for Canada, and I had 7 months. Canada was in October, I was in March. I had no idea where to start. I had no idea Paul Robinson or the snake diet. I had nothing. So the only thing I could think of was go vegan. There's no fucking fat vegans. So I started eating like a vegan. I couldn't ever think like one, but I was fucking eating like one. I wasn't exercising very much. I was still a lazy fat bastard, and I was still overeating huge amounts of food. They were just vegan foods. And over the course of the next 7 months, I actually managed to lose about 35 pounds. I went to Canada. I was still a fat, miserable fuck, but I had a great time. It was a very good experience. I got back and I continued eating vegan, and I actually managed to get down to about 300 pounds by mid-18. Started exercising a little bit, but I was still just packing this hole in my face with pounds and pounds of vegan-friendly foods. I was not healthy in any way. And then my life changed entirely in 2018. I had been in an extremely toxic relationship for over 10 years, and it had just ended. And then I immediately jumped into another very unstable relationship. I was lost, and I was in a very dark place. Then my wife, she wasn't my wife at the time, but she found me. She sought me out, and she pulled me from the darkness that I was living in. She set a fire in me that I did not know that I had. The only thing I could focus on was her and making her mine forever. I knew she was the rest of my life. I just had to go get it. And in my mind, I knew that I needed to lose weight, and I knew that I needed to get in shape, and I thought that that would make me more appealing to her. In hindsight, I couldn't have been more wrong, because she loves me so goddamn much that my weight never would have mattered to her. But it mattered to me. And it's all I could see. My subconscious took over. I lost 80 pounds in 6 months. By May of 2019, life was fucking amazing. I had opened up a business. I was thinner than I've ever been. I had the love of my life on my arm. Life was good. Life was so easy. I've never been truly happy like that, ever before. Then something happened. My fucking subconscious checked out. He said, I've been carrying your fat ass for long enough. I accomplished what you wanted. Now I'm stepping out, taking a fucking break. And I reverted. Happily. I was eating all the fast foods again. Chinese food, pizza, every meal. I was back to drinking 10 fucking pints of chocolate milk every single day. I was addicted to chocolate milk. I was eating candy whenever I wanted it. I was getting ice cream 4 times a week. And all the while I had stopped exercising. Within a year, I was back to close to 300 pounds. And by the end of October of 21, I was pushing 320. In December of 21, I had to fight my demons. The saying is to face them, but that don't do shit. You gotta fight those fuckers until they give you every bit of truth that you're afraid to hear. Why did I gain the weight back? I would scream that at my fucking self. And how did I lose it to begin with? When I asked that, they answered me. They said, you didn't lose it. You gained it back, but you didn't fucking lose it. That was the hard truth that I was afraid to hear. When I met my wife, I said my subconscious took over. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a goal other than making her my wife. There was nothing else. I had no clue I was even doing what I was doing. And when I got what I wanted, there were no steps in place to keep me moving forward. There was just nothing. That needed to happen in order for me to become what I am right now. And that needed to happen in order for me to become everything that I am going to become in the future. She lit a fire that I never knew I had. I never knew I could accomplish the things that I did. But I was doing it all wrong. I wasn't fasting. I was fucking starving. Sure, I lost fat, but I lost muscle too. A lot of it. And I kind of messed myself up a little bit in that 6 months. In December, when I had to face my reality and face my mistakes, and when I finally realized that it was my subconscious that did all this, it was another life-changing moment. The same kind of life-changing moment when I met my wife. All I had to do was realize what happened and what went wrong in order to fix it. Then I dove in and I dug deep within myself. I knew that fire was in there somewhere, just waiting to be ignited. Well, I fucking found it. And I found the ignition switch, and I found all the fuel to make that goddamn thing burn brighter and hotter than it ever has before. Now, I am in control of the most powerful thing I have ever experienced. I am in control of my own mind. I am in control of my own will, and I am in control of my own drive. I control every single aspect of it. This fire will never go out again because now I have a plan. Now I am fasting the right way. Now I'm taking the advice from the people who have taken this road before me. This time, there won't be any reverting. This time, there will only be improvement, only progress. I have hit every goal that I have set since the start of this, and hitting goals is fucking addicting. And now for the first time in my life, I have long-term goals. I have 1-year goals, 5-year goals, 10-year goals. Fasting is just a means to an end. The snake diet method of fasting is the absolute end-all, be-all in fat loss. There is nothing that works better. But it isn't something that I'm going to be able to sustain forever because I fully intend on ridding my body of every ounce of fat that I possibly can. I want to have a 15% body fat with shredded up arms and a nice set of abs showing through my thick as fuck skin. And because I want it so bad, I will get it. Then I will only get better from there. I will only continue to improve. I know the closer I get to these goals, the 215 pound, the 200 pound mark that I want to hit, it's going to get harder. I have a very different kind of fat than a lot of people. My fat is like grocery bags full of Smuckers. It's not solid fat like Cole has and like a lot of other guys have. It's just pure cellulite everywhere. It sucks. But I won't ever fucking let that discourage me. I'll work as hard as I have to in order to hit every goal I set. That's my promise. Not to you, but my promise to me. And if I promise to never let myself down, then it's going to be impossible for me to ever let you down. Let's go change our lives. I'm on my way to awesome, and I think you should come with me.